Mexico City is one of the largest cities on the planet, a giant of culture, history, energy, and contradictions. It's a megacity of more than 20 million people, alive with sound and motion at every hour. But beneath the traffic, beneath the concrete, beneath the neighborhoods that stretch all the way to the mountains, lies a secret that shapes everything. Mexico City was built on a lake, and that lake never truly went away. Today, the ground beneath this megacity is sinking. Buildings lean, roads buckle, water pipes crack. Entire districts are dropping 30 to 50 centimeters every single year. Most cities rise. Mexico City falls. This is the impossible story of a civilization built on water. A city that refuses to sink even as the ground disappears beneath it. Long before Mexico City existed, the Aztecs built their capital, Tenochtitlan, in the middle of Lake Texcoco. According to legend, they saw an eagle perched on a cactus, holding a snake, a divine sign that this was their home. But the location wasn't easy. It was a shallow lake, marshy and unstable. So the Aztecs engineered a masterpiece. They created chinampas, floating gardens that produce food year-round. They built causeways connecting the island capital to the mainland. They designed canals that carried boats filled with goods, and freshwater systems built with clay pipes and aqueducts. Tenochtitlan was a city of glowing torches, stone temples, and endless waterways. It was a city that absolutely stunned the Spanish when they arrived. Imagine Venice, but grander, greener, and far more advanced in its urban planning. But the lake that gave the Aztecs life would soon be seen as a threat by their conquerors. When the Spanish arrived in 1519, they encountered flooding, humidity, and a landscape that felt hostile. After the fall of Tenochtitlan in 1521, the Spaniards began a transformation that would change Mexico forever. They decided to drain the lake. Their goals were to reduce flooding, expand the city, build European-style streets, remove the canals, and create dry land for construction. For centuries, engineers dug tunnels, canals, and drainage systems to force the water out. Bit by bit, Lake Texcoco disappeared, but this created a new, unintended problem. The ground beneath the new city, soft, spongy, clay-rich lake sediment, could not support weight. It compressed, it shifted, and it sank. The city would pay for this decision centuries later. As the 20th century began, Mexico City exploded in population. Roads, towers, housing blocks, and public buildings rose across the valley, but the land beneath them wasn't solid. Every heavy building pressed deeper into the former lakebed. The city began to tilt, literally. Some structures dropped meters into the ground. Sidewalks no longer aligned with entrances. Pipes snapped as the land shifted. Entire neighborhoods formed visible depressions. One famous example is the Metropolitan Cathedral, whose towers began leaning dramatically in the early 1900s. Engineers had to rebuild its foundation, stone by stone, to prevent a total collapse. Mexico City is one of the only megacities where the earlier you build something, the deeper it sinks. But why does the sinking continue today? The answer flows right beneath the surface. Mexico City lacks clean, reliable surface water. So for decades, the city has relied on groundwater extraction pumping water from beneath the old lakebed. But when too much groundwater is removed, the soft clay collapses in on itself. Imagine a sponge being squeezed dry. This phenomenon, called subsidence, is the main reason some areas sink 30 to 50 centimeters every year. More pumping equals more sinking, and the cycle is incredibly difficult to stop. More people need more water requires more pumping. More pumping makes the city sink faster. The sinking breaks the pipes. Broken pipes cause water shortages, and water shortages lead to even more pumping. It's a perfect loop of geological stress and human necessity. For millions of residents, sinking isn't a sudden disaster, it's just a routine part of life. Families rebuild their homes higher each year. Businesses adjust their floors and entrances as the land shifts. Drivers learn to navigate roads that slope in unexpected directions. Engineers spend their days repairing pipelines that have been bent by the moving ground. Some neighborhoods experience flooding even during light rain, not because the water is rising, but because the land itself is sinking. And yet, Mexico City thrives. It's a global cultural capital, a center for art, music, and cuisine, and one of the world's most vibrant urban economies. It is home to generations of people who refuse to leave. What keeps Mexico City alive is not its infrastructure, but its people. Saving a sinking megacity is one of the greatest engineering challenges on Earth. Here's what is being attempted. First, aquifer recharge, where water is injected back into the ground to stabilize the clay. Second, rainwater harvesting. Mexico City gets plenty of rain, but historically has not captured enough of it. Third, new water pipelines are being built to bring more water from surrounding regions, reducing the need for local pumping. Some are even trying to revive the ancient, sustainable methods of chinampas or floating gardens. And major infrastructure is being stabilized with reinforced pilings and deep foundations to prevent collapse. Experts believe that the sinking may slow down, but it may never fully stop. Mexico City's future will depend on balance, innovation, and resilience. Mexico City is a living contradiction, a megacity built on an ancient lake, a modern world rising from soft mud, a place shaped by earthquakes, floods, empire, and ambition, a city that sinks but never gives up. Its foundations may be fragile, but its spirit is not. By all logic, Mexico City should not exist. And yet, it does brilliantly, defiantly, and with the heart of millions. This is Every Road You Take. Every place has a story. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.